Well, it's official. My 25 days of radiation treatment is officially in the books. I finally got to ring the bell, and they even gave me a certificate of completion to prove it.
Thank you.
No, that's not it. Wrong bell, sorry. That was a pretty fun moment overall. Those girls did a really good job of taking care of me. I created a thank you plaque and put all my dumb jokes on there and gave them just some reasons of why I really appreciated what they did for me. The girls wrote me a nice note that said, "We are so proud of you, Joel. We will definitely miss seeing you each day, hearing new jokes, but we are happy that you've finished this part of your journey. We'll still be rooting for you always. Your positivity and attitude is so inspiring to everyone. Always welcome to come back and say hi. We wish you all the best. Take care, your radiation therapist." So that was kind of nice. Before I started treatment, I didn't know anything about this tradition of ringing the bell. And so I did some research and learned a little bit about it. So I'm gonna read you what I found out. The tradition of ringing a bell after cancer treatment started in 1996 at MD Anderson Cancer Center in Houston, Texas. It was inspired by U.S. Naval Admiral Irv Lemoyne, who received radiation therapy. In the Navy, sailors ring a bell to mark the end of duty. When Lemoyne finished treatment, he donated a brass bell with a plaque that read, "Ring this bell 3 times well. It's told to clearly say, 'My treatment's done, this course is run, and I'm on my way.'" Since then, cancer treatment centers around the world have adopted this tradition. The bell symbolizes the end of treatment, victory, and hope for the future. That's pretty cool. That brings me to my theme of the week. When someone you know is diagnosed with cancer, you want to say the right thing, but what if it comes out wrong? Sometimes if you know somebody pretty well, you know what you can and can't say, but what if this is somebody you don't know quite as well? So I've got a few suggestions for you. 10 things to never say to someone with cancer. So no, this is not a David Letterman top 10 list. Some of these things may seem pretty natural to say to someone with cancer, but they might be interpreted differently. All right, number 1, don't say, "I'm so worried about you." Don't be the driver behind the person's emotional roller coaster. Remember, the person who has cancer has the problem. They don't need to worry about how you feel. What to say instead? "I feel terrible you're going through this. Feel free to cry with me, to talk or not to talk. I'll let you take the lead." Number 2, don't say, "I'm so glad you don't have another form of cancer." No matter what type of cancer you have or the stage, it's life-altering. Even if it's not immediately life-threatening, don't make them feel like they've dodged a bullet. No one needs to be reminded that things can always get worse. What to say instead? "Tell me about your type of cancer. I'd like to know more about what you're going through." All right, number 3, don't say, "You're so strong," or "You're a warrior," or anything with the word beast in it. First, it could be that they're not strong. This may help some feel more in control of their experience, but it can also make some feel like they're weak, especially if they're having a bad day. When people are expecting you to show strength, it can make them feel afraid to show any hint of vulnerability. What to say instead? "I admire how you're handling this with such grace," or "Would you allow me to go through this with you?" Number 4, don't say, "Are you a smoker?" It's true that some behaviors increase the chances of cancer, but we don't really need to point that out to anybody. They're probably trying to make sense of why they got cancer in the first place, and they may be blaming themselves already. What to say instead? "You don't deserve this," or "I'm sorry this is happening to you." Number 5, don't say, "My friend had the same cancer that you have. Let me tell you about it." Cancer patients don't always want to know stories about other people's experience, especially those that don't end well. What to say instead? "I think my friend had the same cancer. I know everyone's cancer is different, but if you'd like, I can put you in touch with her." Number 6, don't say, "If there's anything I can do, just let me know." Now this one This one's going to trip some people up because I've heard this a lot also. Now, just so you know, I didn't take offense to this at all when people would say this, but I do want to explain to you why some people might. So again, number 6, don't say, if there's anything I can do, just let me know. It sounds kind, but here's why it's not so great. This gives the person the homework of figuring out what you can do to help them. Then they have the burden of having to ask you so you don't feel bad. Or it can come across as a boilerplate response that makes a person with cancer feel like you've done your duty and that maybe you don't really have any intentions of following through. Whether that's true or not, it can come across that way. What to say instead? Be specific with as few decision points as possible. For example, I'm going to make a meal for your family next week. What day would be good? Let me know if there's anything you don't eat. Or, do you need a ride to any appointments that I can help you with? I have Mondays and Wednesdays available. Those could be very handy. Okay, number 7, don't say, I know how you feel. People will say this to try to express their empathy, but the truth is, even if you've gone through this yourself, you still don't know how they feel. What to say instead? I can't imagine how you feel. Number 8, don't say, I've heard about a new treatment for that. Don't try to be their doctor. Don't educate them on anything. They will not be impressed by anything you know about their cancer. I know that sounds harsh, but just know that that's a real thing. People with cancer can be a little bit sensitive to that. Their doctors will know way more than you, I promise. What to say instead? Ask questions like, are you feeling good about your treatment? Or what will your treatment look like? Are there any new medications or techniques that could be helpful? Number 9, don't say nothing. Nobody would rather have a friend not reach out to them at all than to say the wrong thing. You may not know what to say, but ignoring somebody can make them feel isolated or alone. You're much better off saying something, even if it's just something simple. What to say instead? Admit that you are not sure what to say, but you're there for them. Or ask them how you may be able to support them. Or at the very least, that you're thinking and praying for them. What did the mountain say to the leg? You should have paid more attention to me when I was a lump. All right, so that's my lead in to number 10. Number 10, don't say, why didn't you get that lump on your leg checked out sooner? Because I'm an idiot. Thanks for pointing that out, Einstein. Or you might ask, didn't you know that that could be cancerous? Yes, but I love to live dangerously on the edge. Also, I like to smack my head up against the wall because it feels good when I stop. What to say instead? Anything else? That's my list. Thanks, everybody.